Hey folks, Papa Boris here. In the first week of Altered being on Board Game Arena, or the first 2 weeks, I played like 23 games and I won 21 of them. If you've been watching the videos on camera, I've lost 2 of my last 3 games, and I lost a couple more games off camera, so I am having a rough time. Now on camera, I was playing with these two factions, which are not my favorite. We're up to Muna here, going down the line, which is a strong faction, so hopefully I can get a win here and retain some of my previous dignity. Of course, my opponent's Bravos, a very popular choice here. And let's see what we got for our starting maneuvers. So we've got getting things anchored. Just big fatty cake. Very strong spell. This is the rare version that costs more but gives more boosts. This is the target opponent draws a card, so it's good with like this already in the reserve. What are you? Target character gains anchored. Okay, so it's a 3/3 that also gives something anchored when it comes in. Very interesting. All right. So what I think I'm going to do is this. We're going to play the Muna Druid on turn 1. Remember, I get a buff here. So it's just about guaranteed to move in this lane while stopping my opponent. My opponent, Bravos, they do have the 3/3 for 2 with fleeting, so if they use that, they could... Whoa, dear. Okay, this, you know, is this how I'm going to win? Is this the only way that I'm going to win the game is against opponents who don't know what the heck they're doing? So Sabotage does nothing because I have nothing in reserve. Oh, they saw it. They saw it. They canceled it. All right, they're doing that. Well, we'll just pass and see what they're thinking. This currently does nothing. If they do get that 3/3 for 2, they could get 4/4/4 here, which would move them and not move me. They would be behind on cards in that situation. I would personally have thought it'd be better to play the Ratatusker. Yep, that's what they have. Okay, so this person knows what they're doing. They're making a conscious choice. I don't agree with that choice. I think it would have been better just to play the rat here, and you move and I move, and you don't fall behind a card. On the other hand, this is getting ahead of step. So, you know, it's not the most unreasonable thing in the world. Okay, so what we're going to do this turn, we're going to play very simply. We're just going to play this, and then we're going to give it anchored. There is a card in their deck that gets rid of characters that cost 3 or less. So if they kept it, that would be bad. But if they didn't keep it... Oh, wait, hold on. I am doing the wrong thing. Oh, my God. This is discarding for mana. Okay, guys. Okay. This is the same as the Bravos card. Okay, I'm going to get rid of it because it's not as good as my Nurture. So we'll just... Although maybe I should have kept it. I could have done that and, you know, anchored it and made it real big. Maybe it would have been better to keep than this thing. Okay, so my opponent's playing the rat here. That's fine. We're going to drop this. So I'm putting it over here because my opponent needs forest specifically. So it's harder for them to beat me here. If I put it over here, they could still move by beating me on water, which they only need, you know, two water. Well, granted, that's hard to do with just 1 energy, but this way I do get card disadvantage against my opponent, but I also get to keep a 6/6/4, and maybe that can work against this deck, because this deck tends to get behind on cards. So I don't maybe mind as much giving them more cards. Also note this is only comes into play from hand ability, so you get a 5/5/5 for 3 coming out of the reserve with no drawback, which is just crazy. Now I'm still a step behind. Let's see, what do we got? We got Beauty Sleep. Target character gains a sleep. During dusk, ignore its statistics. During rest, it doesn't go to the reserve and it loses a sleep. Crap. The phases of the game. What is dusk exactly? Compare stats and check which expeditions move forward. Okay, so that's kind of a weird thing. Oh, during dusk, ignore its stats. I see, but it doesn't go to reserve. Oh, okay, so it's like you temporarily cancel something's stats. It's like card disadvantage in exchange for winning on the board, sort of. All right, for 5 mana, I would have loved to have a 2-drop to play, so I could have played it and Nurture. Unfortunately, I don't have that option. We're going to get rid of Inari. And I'm going to play the Muna Druid, and just that's it. It's a little bit crappy on turn 5 to just play that, but I've already got this thing here, and that way, this is already in my reserve. with its supportability ready to go when I replay this from reserve for its big stats. And still, with my hero power, it's, you know, a 4/3/3. Now, I could do some weird maneuvers. The problem is if I play this, both of these things go into reserve, and then it ends up wasting my reserve. So I'm just going to pass. I don't want to play this. And my opponent made a very weird move. They could have played this over here where it was closer to beating my forest. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, they're doing physical training. That is totally fine. And it makes sense because this is a forest-only zone, so it stops me from moving, and it does give them a move. Oh, it doesn't give them a move. It's not enough. It's actually one stat short. It's blocking me from moving, but it's not moving them. Do they have a rat up here? They don't. Okay. That's fine. So they let me catch up. Card situation is equal. All right. Well, a little better for them because they get the free 2/2/2, but I also get a free 1/1/1 kind of every turn as long as I play a creature. Sneezer Shroom, and then this thing. So this is the good version that gets a free boost the following turn. This costs 1 less. Well, what am I doing for mana this time? I'm playing this for 3, and then I'm playing this for 3. Not enough. Not enough to do 3 and a creature. Which I guess means I should get rid of this thing. So I'm going to play Sneezer Shroom to have it get the buff. And then I'm going to see what my opponent wants to do before deciding which lane to put this thing into and anchor it. There's another move. I could do the Moonadruid for 2, this for 2. Oh, no, that costs 3. Never mind. Okay. All right, they're doing this. It's fleeting. It's overstatted. Okay, that's fine. I still beat it with Daughter of Yggdrasil. Now, it will move. It will move unless I commit this first. Then it gets the buff and it ties. And actually, this getting a buff isn't that big of a deal because if this is anchored, or if this is anchored, it's kind of all the same thing. Yeah, all right, I'm going to put this here. So what I'm doing with this is I'm threatening to move here, and I'm blocking them from moving. So they're going to have to now spend some mana to get this thing to actually do its work. They could, of course, buff it up or play Mr. Forest. They chose to go for physical training from the hand. A little scary. Kind of implies they have 2 more mana to spend. But that's fine. They're going to throw a card away. And now we've got Ebenezer Sneezer over here. I guess I'll just put it over here. Oh, this doesn't do anything because it's not getting the boost now. I could put this here. This would, unfortunately, not block them from moving because of the water. So this doesn't actually do anything on either side. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I am going to play it. Well, I could actually do this and just buff this twice. Feels kind of weird, but I could do it. It would make me move. And it would not stop them from moving. No, I'm going to put this Sneezer Shroom. I'm willing to fall a little bit behind in exchange for having a 2/2/2 next round when they don't have their token. And I also have Beauty Sleep here. So what I could do, yes, I'm going to do this. I am actually going to Beauty Sleep this thing. So what it's going to do is it's going to keep it on the board. It's not going to go off the board. But it will also not count its stats, so I get to move this round. And then I can use the support ability to keep this on the board as well. So I am behind. They're beating me on the forest. But I've got Nurture, which I might finally actually play. And it's a shame that it's a shame I didn't get the boost on this Sneezer. I could have stopped them from moving. But okay, it's fine. They have to throw a card away. They have a total of, let's see, 1 + 2 is 3, so 5. And I will have 4, but I have extra on the board. It's close. And we're equally spaced. It's close. All right, this. I could anchor my daughter. I kind of need to keep this. Oh, this is a problem. See, I kind of need to keep this because I need a character to play. If I don't have a character to play, and this isn't a character, I don't get my boost. So I kind of need to keep this. But I also want to anchor the Daughter of Yggdrasil for next time. And of course, I want to keep my Nurture. So I could do this to anchor the Daughter of Yggdrasil and play this. is this a plant? And this is a plant. So this actually is 5/5/5. It's a 6/6/6. I mean, I have to keep this. So it's a question of whether I keep the nurture, or which gives me value now, or the thing which gives me value next turn. I think I'm going to keep the nurture. I think I want to fight for it right now. After I play this, my opponent's not going to know whether I'm going to beauty sleep to get a temporary win, or whether I'm going to just let this sit for a future round. What I'm going to do here is play the big stats here. Now I block my opponent from winning this, and I'm threatening to move here. My opponent has to work pretty hard to move. And I still have nurture up my sleeve. Unfortunately, nurture does cause me to have to throw something away from reserve. Oh, you played sabotage. Okay, that's fine. That makes my life much easier. So we're going to cast the spell. I believe that their removal card is for cheap things, and both of these are cheap. Okay, so I don't think it matters where I stick it. We'll just put that there and there. I'm happy that this did not get sabotaged away, because I'm definitely going to want to play this for 2 mana next turn. It'd be hard to imagine a world where I don't do that. It does mean I'm going to be throwing away my Sneezer Shroom from the reserve, unfortunately, because I'm just 1 mana shy of playing this right now. So we're going to pass. My opponent still has 2 mana to work with. Oh, but no cards in hand. Okay. So my opponent's also going to have stuff throwing out of their reserve, and they're going to have 1 more than me. Also, I didn't even notice this, but my opponent's 0 meant that my Shroom actually did move thanks to being in a forest zone. So now I am 1 space ahead, and I need to throw 1 thing away. Okay, well, this obviously... this actually is not that obvious now, because it's not going to get the boost. But I need a creature to play, and I think this is too slow. So we're going to get rid of Sneezer, and I'm hoping I get a creature that I can play that costs 2. I could play it, this, and nurture, and just try to close the game out. Or if I get a creature that costs 3, I can discard my other card for mana and play it. Oh, I got this junk. Oh, Jesus! Okay, this is freaky, unfortunately. I really want both of these. What is this? 1, 3, 5. Okay, I am going to actually pass on mana. I have enough mana to play everything that I have, because these both cost 1. So what I'm hoping for is that I can play this in 1 lane, play this in the other, tragically not getting a boost, play nurture because my opponent doesn't have another one of these sabotaging bouncers, and win, surprise them with beauty sleep and win. We'll see how that all goes. Oh, they have another bouncer. You gotta be kidding me. Ah, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, that is assuredly bad. So what I'm going to do here is play the Spindle Harvesters. I want them to get the boost. My hope is that my opponent just lets this sit, and then I can beauty sleep. Oh, how does if you beauty sleep? Oh, I don't want to keep this thing on the board for next time. But I guess it's the same, right? This or that, they're both 2/2/2s. Okay, so my opponent decided to play that. All right, that's fine. So we're going to play this to contest this. My opponent might not have drawn a 2-drop, so I might get to move here. And if I don't move there, I can beauty sleep this bouncer. Okay, luckily I don't need to beauty sleep. Okay, wait, can I win by any chance? Almost. If I beauty slept this Buddha, I would have actually beaten my opponent on forest, but tragically forest is the one thing I don't move with here. So that is sad. What happens now is that we both move 1. I stay with a 2/1/1, so I have an advantage. My opponent's not going first, so they don't get a token, so I could try to pile drive this lane and just win it. Unfortunately, the forest is doing nothing for me, but we'll see what happens. We got more forest that does nothing. Nurture is good, and beauty sleep. Okay, so we're just going to pass on the mana. I can play everything, and unfortunately, I'm kind of playing face up here, but that is my strategy. I'm going to play the Spindle Harvesters to get the boost from my hero power, and then we're going to nurture both of my little dudes, and then we're going to hope that's enough. because I can nurture again. I can play this twice. This is a total of 3 mana for 4 boosts, essentially. Okay, my opponent played this, which is amazing, and I win the game because I can beauty sleep it, and it's over. My opponent committed 5 mana to that I can counter with 1 mana, essentially. Yeah, I would go so far as to say that unless there's some like weird mass removal card I don't know about that lets my opponent kill both of these, it is all over. Yeah, so my opponent thinks they're being really cute. They put this thing down. They're gonna buff it up so that they have 6/6 in all of the lanes. In fact, it's really devastating for my opponent because they're thinking, oh, I can actually handle this nature. My opponent goes up to 6/6 over here, but that's not enough to beat me, but it is. I'm not gonna BM. We are just going to beauty sleep to counter all my opponent's stats, and GG. Oh, lol. Hey, that's good sportsmanship. I appreciate that. I appreciate the sportsmanship. All right, so we're going to pass. I'm not going to be bad-mannered about it, playing other junk just for the sake of playing cards, and win a game. Whoa, winning! What a strange and curious sensation. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.